Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to do a little bit of a different video with the Sephora fall sale coming up. I just want to go with you guys through my basket and show you how I try and be really mindful about what I'm buying in general, but in this, during the sale time, it's really easy to get super excited and just fill up that basket and press checkout. But basically this video is really about how can we move a bit more into underconsumption mode? How can we buy things more mindfully? And I'm just going to take you through my process. I'll show you everything in my cart, how I'm going to pare it down. And yeah, that's what today's really all about. So keep on watching if you're someone who's a makeup addict and like me, you need a little bit of help. Okay, so let's just get right into it. What I like to do every sale is just put a bunch of things in my cart that I want, whether it's just things I kind of casually want or have had my eye on for a long time. I usually just fill it up a lot just for kind of the fun of it, sort of like window shopping. I think there's something really interesting that happens on a psychological level when you just kind of let yourself add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, but then you just let it sit there for a few days and come back to it and think, do I really want this? Do I really need this? Why do I really want or need this? And maybe I don't need this. So, I mean, if you want to go on that route, you could definitely always say, I don't need anything, right? But I think there's nothing wrong with giving yourself what you want. But, sometimes you need to be on a little bit of a budget and sometimes you just have way too much of something. And as makeup addicts, we may be prone to that. I sure am. So that's what I've done. I've added a bunch of stuff in my cart. It's at a lot of money. It's at 647 Canadian. What is that in US? That's $465 US. I don't have that kind of money to just blow on a Sephora cart at this time of my life. So let's get into my process, how I'm gonna pare this down. I think I'm gonna start, or usually what I start with, the things I'm definitely keeping in the cart, because these are things I'm either restocking because they are just such, iconic go-to products that I use every day or something like that. Yeah, or something I've run out of that I know I use all the time. So I have a couple of those here, and one of them is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. So I have the NARS Soft Matte here in the shade Chantilly. I have been through a couple pots of this before, but this shade is actually a brightening shade. It's not really ideal for any kind of spot concealing on the face. It's better for the center of the eye. So I do want to get my shade Vanilla that more matches my skin tone, because this is a go-to concealer. I use this all the time and I've been through it before, and the sale is a good time to pick up any kind of product like that. I'm keeping that there for now. Hey, sometimes I actually have these moments where I'm like, I don't need anything, and I do delete things. But I'm keeping that there for now because I know I love it. I know I want it back in the shade that suits my complexion. She can stay. And the same goes for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I use that all the time and I'm totally out of mine. So I'm keeping it there. I think I've purchased that 5 or 6 times in the past few years because I just go through it like crazy. So those two can definitely stay. I have also the Pureology Color Fanatic Heat Protectant Leave-In Conditioner. So this is gonna stay in the cart for me. I have had a break from this product for a good reason. So this is kind of an instance where you can think about, even if it's a really go-to product for you, do you have something that can supplement it that you maybe bought and you need to use up? So this is the kind of product, it's a leave-in conditioner. I will use this after the shower, and I've been through 2 bottles of that previously, but I took a break from it because I had a JVN kind of serum-y thing that I needed to get through, and I wasn't turning to that one very often compared to this, but I was like, I bought this whole jar, I gotta use it up because that's just wasteful, right? So I did. I used that all up. I'm currently I have a tiny little sample thing I'm using in the interim as I've been waiting for the sale to just go back to my favorite leave-in conditioner, because I know I use it every time I get out of the shower, and I've gone through the process of using up something that I had also bought that does something similar, but I've decided The Pureology one, something I like. So I think that that can be a good step where you think, is there something else I have that I should really use up that's either similar to this? Or yeah, maybe I can, if it's makeup, maybe I can mix 2 shades and do it. I think you can always just take that step back and think, what can I use instead? But as someone who uses a lot of like heat on my hair and stuff like that and tries to keep it long, I mean, I need this. And I've used up everything I have in my hair product collection. So those 3 things are 100% staying back in the cart. Now, still on the hair, I'm almost out of my hair foam. I have loved for a while the JVN volumizing hair foam. For some reason, it doesn't have that good of reviews, but I really like it. And I tried the Mika one when I finished my other bottle, and the Mika one has like hair heat protectant in it, so I was like, oh great. But I didn't find it as good as the JVN in terms of like getting that little bit of like hold in my hair that I need as someone who's desperately fighting flat hair all the time. So I have that back in my cart. However, I was thinking back on some other products I've used in the past to like get that little bit more body and texture in my hair. So I put back in my cart something that I loved back in the day from, sorry, I don't actually know how to say this brand name. Orib. I'm going to say Oribe. Anyway, it's the dry texturizing spray. I used to use this a lot. Instead of a hairspray, it just kind of adds this kind of interesting like lightness to your hair that like helps any flat-haired folks have this like more texture to it. So I put that back in my cart, but it is so expensive. I'm looking at the price of this, $65 Canadian. I just like can't really justify that right now. Like as much as I like this product, something I'm just gonna have to take out of the cart. That's stupid. And then so when I was like looking up other products, I also saw this, the Crown Affair Texturizing Air Dry Mousse, which kind of sounds like it might do what the JVN mousse does and the Oribe, but together in a mousse. So I'm like, put that in my cart to think about. Should I try that instead of the JVN? But I'm looking at the price and it's like way more than the JVN. And that has a lot of good reviews though. So like it's very promising. I think I'm going to move this to my loves for now because the JVN's just got such a better price point. It's even on sale right now. I hope it stays on sale for the sale. So I'm going to move that to my loves and keep the product that's been tried and true for me and is at a better price point. So basically I have 4 things right now I'm sticking with. Now let's go through some makeup that I want. But do I need it? Should I get it? Let's see. First, I have a couple shades of the Merit Flush Balm. For a long time, I've had this one shade in here, Fox, which looks so pretty to me. I was thinking like not long ago how I don't really have an orange that's muted. Maybe I guess Foxglove from Rose Inc. So mental note there. But this shade looks really intriguing to me because it's sort of this, I mean, they call it a taupe, which is kind of interesting, but it looks like a burnt peach apricot. It's such a pretty color because I too love oranges. I love orange lipsticks, but sometimes when I wear like pure orange blush, it kind of feels a little much. I kind of like that mutedness that can happen. So this looks like such a pretty shade for that. And then I also put in the shade Après. It looks so pretty. It's like this berry, rich berry. It looks like my dream berry, but also then I'm thinking about Patrick Ta She's Wanted, which is a blush I already have, and I think it's probably pretty similar. Sometimes this is the time you can like look up swatches and stuff, see if anybody else has like compared them. So let me do that. Oh, it's so funny because there's a TikTok. Merit Après and Patrick Ta She's Wanted blush dupes. I'm assuming because they are kind of similar. So I'm watching this video. Someone's swatching both, putting it on their faces. Okay, so anyway, looking at this video, I'm reminded of how the Merit Flush Bombs kind of sheer out. And I don't always like that. I like the high pigment. And I already have She's Wanted. I do not need Après. We're taking this out of the cart. Delete. And for now, I'm also taking out Fox. I have so many blushes. I have so many. I can think that foxglove seems similar to this, and like I just reminded myself, I prefer other formulas. I do have one of the Flush Bombs, and I use it, and I like it, but I have preferences I like more. So anyway, kind of doing this mental exercise of like getting over that feeling of like lust. It really is kind of lust. Like you're looking at the swatches, you're looking at the product. It's new, it's shiny, and you kind of do this exercise and like think, can I dupe this out myself? Many people, I'm sure, are less makeup addicty than me. That doesn't make sense. I'm sure many people are kind of newer to makeup and ready to delve into some new shades and stuff. But as someone like me who has a huge collection, I have to think about like, do I already have this? And yeah, I do. I also have the whole collection of the KJH brand, the new blush sticks coming my way, which have some beautiful colors. There's like a berry, there's a raisin, there's an orange, a tomato. They haven't arrived yet. I'm waiting. So why would I buy some new blushes when I have like 5 shades of this beautiful new cream blush coming my way? Evangeline, calm down. Chill. We don't need any more blushes right now. That is so freaking true. So those are out of my cart now. Speaking of blushes, there's this Clinique Cheek Pop blush that one of you recommended as something that looks good on Fair Olives as like a bubblegum pink kind of blush. And like, because I've used pale pinks before and they looked really bad. And I'm someone who likes to experiment with all kinds of makeup shades and accommodate them, but something about baby pink as a blush has looked really weird on my complexion. So the fact that this could look good on somebody with fair olive is super intriguing to me, especially because I have yet to find that. That being said, I do think I'm just going to have to move this to my loves for another time because, like I said, I'm just not in the space right now to spend a bunch of money, and I can maybe mixology that a little bit if I really delve into my collection. I can think of one powder blush from ColourPop I have that maybe I could layer it with a slightly darker shade, So she's going to the loves. She might be in the cart another day, but for now, just gonna take that step back. Okay, something else really intriguing to me is, so many of you know I love Makeup Forever lip liners. They're some of my favorite. I use them almost every time I do a makeup look. And they've come out with a new formula that's waterproof. And as much as I love, love, love these liners, here's one right here. I'm wearing it. Versatile Chestnut. Anyway, they do kind of move a little. They're not like, especially like with a lip oil or something, they'll move around. You have to touch them up, but they're so creamy and blendable, right? But anyway, they have the new formula. So I'm like, I do have Endless Cacao in my cart because my current one's about that big. So maybe I'll try the new formula because it's waterproof. I feel like I could get my new one now, but try the new formula and get it on sale. So that's staying in the cart for now. I know I use this shade a lot and it's lasted me years and years, probably 4 or 5 years now. Maybe that's exaggeration. 3.5, 4? 4. Definitely. Okay, I have 2 Clinique things in my cart. After I did that Arwen look, I was reminded of how much I love black honey and that kind of berry shades with my complexion. They are just such go-tos for me. And I've always wanted to try the lip gloss from Clinique that's in the black honey. And then I also noticed they put out this lip and cheek oil in black honey. So intriguing. This shade, it's funny, the swatch is looking so much like that après swatch of the blush. But oh gosh, I'm so intrigued. Like the gloss formula. Has anybody tried it? Tell me. But I did get so much gloss in PR recently. Not this shade, but so much. And I actually have to like probably declutter some of them or give them away because there's just too many. And I don't know. I do love a gloss, but I do love black honey, and I'm kind of more interested in trying out that e.l.f. dupe. When it comes to black honey, like maybe I'd prefer to like dupe it out with some cheaper options like e.l.f. stuff. And like I actually went to Walmart the other day, and it's like we don't get e.l.f. in our like drugstores, or at least the shoppers we don't have. And I picked up this gloss from e.l.f. and I put it on now. It's the shade, in case you're curious. Jam Session. It looks like a touch more red than the black honey gloss, but it's actually looking pretty similar and it's cheaper. So, I mean, I just picked this up. Let's delete this, guys. I'm deleting. Delete. We don't need this right now. Look, I'm getting my cart down a little bit. We're at $3.39 Canadian. That's like half the price of what it was before after a little bit more thought. Now I put in the Kosas brow gel because I went through mine and I used it all up and I really liked it. It's the tinted brow gel and I was planning to repurchase it, but recently I've been into a touch of a darker brow. Again, after that R1 makeup look, I used a brown brow pencil. Like, as you can see, they're a little bit darker. Naturally, I'm blonde, so I always felt like I had to kind of stick with the brows being a little bit lighter. But now after, using a brunette brow pencil, I'm liking the kind of more contrast that the darker brows are giving. And I was thinking maybe I would pick up the brow gel that I love and know I like in a darker shade. I don't have any tinted brow gels in a darker shade, so I could just get a quick darker brow on a, light makeup day. I'm keeping this in there for now. I know I like the formula. I've used up a whole one before, but I'm also kind of getting a bit of more experimentation with a darker brow gel. This is medium chocolate brown, so a bit more of a warmer brown for those curious. Now I have two foundations I've had my eyes on for a while, one of which is the new Huda one. I'm hearing so many good things about it. It's 50 Canadian though, and I have so many foundations. Do I need another? No. But at the same time, I do feel like I'm still hunting for my most perfect foundation. I have foundations I really love and have repurchased. The Estee Lauder Double Wear, the Lisa Eldridge, but I still feel like I'm searching for the perfect one. I once had this BB tint. I don't remember the brand, but they discontinued it, and there was something about that one in particular. It was like full coverage, but had a little bit of glow. It like went on the skin so nicely, sort of like this one NARS foundation I have, and it wore well. Like, I'm kind of looking for a foundation that will one day check all the boxes that I like, and this kind of like is seeming like it might do that. But that being said, the shade I think would be my shade is sold out right now. So maybe this is kind of answering the question for me. I did put a different shade in that looks like it could work. But for now, I'm going to take it out because I'm not sure yet. I'm on the fence. I kind of want to just use the foundations I have. We'll see. There's also on the sort of similar note, the Fenty Soft Lit Luminous Foundation. There's a fair olive shade in this. I'm intrigued, but some swatches online look like it would be perfect for me. Some look dark, and I did swatch it in Sephora myself a few months ago, but have you guys ever experienced this when you're in an actual Sephora? It's like the fluorescent lighting, these just kind of makeup everywhere that are like almost totally used and like messy, and like you can't even get any makeup remover. It's all out. Gives you the ick. Like, I have the huge ick when I'm in a Sephora, and when I'm swatching things on that fluorescent, terrible lighting, I honestly can't tell if they match. I swatched like 5 different shades of this, and they all look the same to me. So even though I went in store and looked at it, I didn't feel like I got a good idea of it. Maybe one of you has picked up this shade. I think it's the shade 130. Yeah, Warm Olive. Tell me if if that shade worked for you, if you think it'd work for me. I know some people follow me from the Fair Olive content, so I'm so curious, but I'm going to take it out of my cart for now. I'm putting this on the back burner, just like that other foundation, because I'm just not sure yet. I want to be sure if I'm buying something. Okay, so now we're left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. Great. 235 Canadian. Then with the 20% off sale, yes, I'm a rouge again. I did go down for a while back to VIB, but I'm back. I'm back on the rouge train. So yeah, that's good. This is good to me. This is approachable to me. I don't feel like I'm going to break my entire budget, and I'm going to leave my cart there for now. Maybe I'll rethink one of those foundations, especially after I post this video and one of you's like, yeah, that's a great foundation. But yeah, definitely let me know if any of you have tried any of those foundations or that foundation shade. I am curious. Those are really piquing my interest, but they're staying out of the cart for now. I'm sticking with tried and true for the most part. The hair products, the NARS concealers, just a little bit of change in terms of the Makeup Forever, the new formula, and the Kosas Brow Gel, new shade. I'm pretty confident all these are going to be things I use a lot, and that's really this exercise, I'm looking at like, if I'm filling my cart up with stuff during sale time, is it a good time? Do I need this now? Like, I thought about adding one of my favorite conditioners, but I still have a bunch of conditioner left. Sometimes you do have to consider like, yes, maybe I'm getting a deal, but maybe it's not very feasible for me to spend a big chunk of money rather than like in 2 months, then I just buy it at full price. Sometimes it just has to be like that, especially if you're someone who lives more paycheck to paycheck, who has a limited budget. Honestly, that is me. So nothing to be ashamed about. Sometimes you do have to think about it in that way as well. Like, you just might not want to put down all that cash right in one go. And as well, it might be more of an opportunity to like, yeah, use up any products you're still almost at the ends with. Sometimes I will buy a new one before I'm ready, and I'll start using the new one because it's fresh, even though I should still be using the little dregs of the old one, right? So these are all the things you can consider. I think in general, we all have to think about our consumerism in all ways: makeup, clothing, furniture, whatever it is. Like, we are in the time of overconsumption, and that's not to either shame anybody either, because some of these things are deep passions. You know, makeup is a huge passion for me. Even though I have a lot of it, there's most things I don't regret because I love them, I cherish them, I use them, I, have this channel with them. So, or maybe, it just brings you so much joy. But yeah, we do have to do a bit of backpedaling as consumers. Just really think about if these are things we really need right now, and if it's really something we can even handle right now in our personal budgets. These are hard times we live in. And it's not always feasible to spend money at all. But I do think we all deserve a little treat too at the same time. But you just have to like be moderate, everything in moderation, right? So anyway, I hope this was kind of interesting to you, this kind of different kind of video, a little bit more chatty and just like going through the sort of makeup purchasing process that is mine. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below kind of how you find mindfulness in your makeup spending or other spending. I think we can all use some tips and tricks. And yeah, I think this is a fun exercise. Just like load it all in so you kind of have that instant gratification of like, what if I could? But then you kind of take that backpedaling step, and like, the thing is, even if I bought that après blush, I might not even like it as much as She's Wanted from Patrick Ta. Like, I reminded myself, I love the Patrick Ta formula. The shades are the same. I love my Patrick Ta. Why am I trying to replace that shade, So again, just like this really mindful thought behind it, going through your cart, and sometimes it's really satisfying. Just like delete. I don't need it. Delete. It's kind of like empowering, So yeah, very chatty today. Feel free to comment, subscribe. And yeah, that's it for today. Until next time, may you all find yourselves a little bit of makeup magic and have a good, happy Sephora sale times. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, witches.